It's official. The New York Jets have made a major signing for this team that is going to help them so much as Darren Muji pulls off what fans have been waiting for, knowing that it would happen eventually, and now their offense gets a huge jolt, as we also will see a bit of competition involving a Jet who very likely is not going to be able to hang around for much longer if he can't pull something miraculous off, and we're going to break it all down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Jets Digest. It's Chris and Matt here. We're going to jump right into things as always, and guys, if you're part of that percentage that's not subscribed to Jets Digest, if you're part of that 60%, make sure to subscribe for the latest Jets updates that we got coming every single day. You do not want to miss out on all the fun we're having on this channel. But with all that being said, let's jump into the video because the Jets made a major move today as Darren Muji pulled off something that we all knew was going to happen. It was just a matter of time, and for a while, we were just kind of wondering, oh yeah, what's going on with that? But now we no longer have to wonder, and this, of course, is in regards to none other than Jets second-round rookie Mason Taylor, who has officially agreed to his contract. As revealed by Rich Cimini, Jets rookie tight end Mason Taylor, second round, has agreed to terms per agent Sammy Spina of Milk and Honey Sports. A 4-year contract for more than $10.5 million, including $9.6 million guaranteed. More than 91% of the deal is guaranteed. And the 42nd overall pick in 2024, Texans defensive back Kamari Lassiter had a 78% guarantee. All Jets draft picks are now under contract. Rookies report tomorrow. So with rookies reporting just around the corner, not even just around the corner, literally in less than a day from now, with rookies reporting imminently, what we're seeing right now, Matt, is the Jets finally get the Mason Taylor deal done. And look, getting Taylor's deal done is great. Obviously, he's probably the most exciting rookie the Jets have on the team because no shade towards Armand Membo, but obviously you're not really closely watching that offensive line as much. But now we see what we've been waiting for in a lot of ways with the New York Jets in regards to Mason Taylor. Taylor played 3 years at LSU, starting as a freshman, and I mean, he overall throughout his years totaled 1,308 yards, 10.1 yards per reception, 6 touchdowns, and 34.4 yards per game in his time with LSU. Matt, this tells us two things. One, Mason Taylor's officially arrived, which is good. Now we can just focus on playing, which we all love to see. And also, Darren Muji likes to wait a little bit to get these contracts done.
Yep, this was the move that we've been waiting for a long time. I'm not going to say Darren Muji waited because what we're seeing differently this offseason is the second round picks signed fully guaranteed contracts. Up until a couple days ago, only 2 second round picks on the entire league were signed. That was Carson Schlesinger and Jaden Higgins. They were picks 33 and 34, and the rest of the league was kind of waiting around to see, are we going to have to pay our second round picks fully guaranteed contracts, which is not something that has happened in the past, or are we not going to have to do that? Because usually all your draft picks, their contracts are pretty much already set in stone by the NFL Players Association, the stuff that's already worked out. So we know how much money they're going to get. The holdup was on how much guaranteed money they're going to get. The thing that really helped Alfred Collins sign yesterday with the 49ers, he was a pick after Mason Taylor. The guy with the Bills, TJ Sanders, signed today. He was a pick before Mason Taylor. Now we have an exact bracket of how much money Mason Taylor should be getting paid salary-wise, getting paid guarantees-wise. All that happened was they just had to come in, get the paperwork actually signed. I'm happy it got done. I think Armand Membo is more exciting than Mason Taylor because offensive line tackles are more important than tight ends.
No, I'm not saying that like the position matters. I just mean more when you're watching the game. But yeah, obviously it is good to see Taylor get signed. And the other thing that really comes into play here that we do have to consider when thinking about this Jets team and just what's going down with Mason Taylor. We both talked about how much we very much wanted the Jets to draft Mason Taylor. We were both fans of him. Coming out of LSU, they're very good at getting their players ready for the NFL. There's been a bunch of success stories coming from LSU. See Burrow Joe, or Joe Burrow. I don't know why I said his name backwards, but I have no idea why I did that. But look, when it comes down to it, Taylor is going to have a huge part in this offense. He's going to be the number one tight end, or at least is widely expected to. Obviously, Aaron Glenn said there's no depth chart until everything gets fully underway and we see who earns every spot. But at the same time, everyone kind of knows that Mason Taylor is going to be the starting tight end over Jeremy Ruckert. Ruckert was obviously teammates with Justin Fields back in in Ohio State, and that does give him a bit of leeway to maybe try to have this breakout season, but he's going to have to do it while playing behind Mason Taylor. Ruckert has not developed in the way that the Jets obviously hoped, and he was drafted by Joe Douglas and co. And now going into his 4th season on the team, his career is somewhat on life support. He will be the number 2 tight end. It's unlikely that Stone Smart's going to take him over for that role, but Ruckert, throughout his career, he only has 264 yards, getting 7.5 yards per reception. He does not have a career touchdown. He has gotten 12 first downs over his career and has averaged, I mean, the yards per game are not very good at all. So it hasn't been the best career for Jeremy Ruckert. And obviously what we've said about Garrett Wilson also extends into Jeremy Ruckert and anyone who's been a receiver on this Jets team over these last 3 years. The quarterback play has been completely inconsistent and frankly not very good at all. I mean, the first year that Ruckert and Wilson, or Garrett Wilson, were there, Zach Wilson was the quarterback. And then after that, we saw just the mix around of a bit of Zach Wilson and the Mike Effin Whites of the world. And then Aaron Rodgers was healthy, and that didn't go well. So it's one of these situations where if Ruckert is with his college quarterback, you never know. But at the same time, this is Mason Taylor's spot to lose, and it's hard to imagine him losing it.
Absolutely, absolutely agree with that. Jeremy Ruckert, he doesn't have the same excuse that Garrett Wilson had. The excuse that Garrett Wilson had with the quarterback was his stats are good, but they could be even better if he had a quarterback. Mason Taylor's stats are non-existent, and they would be with the quarterback. They're like a little bit better. Like I don't even know. He wasn't outplaying Tyler Conklin. That would have been the first step for him. It wouldn't be getting him a quarterback. It would be actually be the starting tight end and get on the football field. You're absolutely right when you say going back with his college quarterback is a huge upgrade for him because he has that chemistry. They know where each other are going to be. They know where the passes are going to be, and they like each other. That's what's going to lead to more targets at practice. But just like you, I agree. With pick 42, you expect that to be your starting tight end for the future. Mason Taylor, we have very high hopes for him. When you sign him to a almost fully guaranteed contract, you're not expecting him to lose that job. And if Mason Taylor can't outplay Jeremy Ruckert, we should be very, very concerned.
We should absolutely be more than concerned. We should be horrified. Taylor's young. He's a very, very young NFL rookie. So obviously that will probably have some sort of impact, but it's not guaranteed. Do you think that's going to impact Taylor's game at all? And on top of that, do you think that what's your expectation of Mason Taylor in year one? Like, is there a ceiling or a floor that you're looking at numbers wise or just success wise?
Yeah, rookie tight ends historically do very, very poorly. I know in the very, very recent future, we watched Sam Laporta go crazy, then Brock Bowers go crazy. But over the last 15 years, that is not normal. We're more likely to see something like David Njoku, something like O.J. Howard. Those were guys taken in the first round, and they had really high expectations, but it took them longer to actually find their footing in the NFL. O.J. Howard was taken in that draft. I meant to say Evan Ingram, though. Some of these tight ends, they have so many responsibilities. They have to block like an offensive lineman and receive like a wide receiver. So it's very difficult for them to find a role in their offense year one and actually be an elite tight end. The thing about Mason Taylor is he's not going to be doing a ton of blocking. He is going to be purely a receiving threat. We need other pass catchers outside of Justin Fields. So I imagine Aaron Glenn is going to be teaching him more to be a wide receiver. He's not going to be learning too much about blocking. We're going to confirm that he can be a very good receiver and less of a well-rounded tight end, at least as a rookie. What we're expecting yards-wise, I think a good target for him would be about 600 yards. I would project something in between 400 and 800 is where he's going to finish, although I do think he has the talent to be that next second-round breakout like Sam Laporta. If you had to take a look at all the rookie tight ends and tell me who is the big breakout for this year, I would say it's going to be this guy right here, Mason Taylor, over Tyler Warren and over Colson Loveland. And part of that is because his expectations are lower, so it's easier for him to come out and have a huge breakout and shock people. Also, Colson Loveland, his situation is so many receivers in that offense. Tyler Warren has an even worse quarterback than we do with Anthony Richardson. So Mason Taylor, the odds are stacked against him as a rookie tight end, but the opportunity is absolutely there, and I can't wait to see what he does with it.
I was gonna mention when you mentioned Tyler Warren, I was gonna say, but Matt, the greatest quarterback of all time in your mind is on the Colts. So
Dude, I really liked Anthony Richardson. It's not over for him, but he
Yeah.
has to, he has to show up. There's too many questions about his work ethic, which can't be a problem. When you're as
Yeah.
raw as he is, that cannot be a question mark.
I mean, I feel like if there's questions about a work ethic when you're raw, it's not a question mark. It's kind of just a period because that's just it. You're not getting anywhere from that.
No, no.
It's just you're not getting anywhere. But guys, what do you think about the signing? What do you think about the guaranteed money? What do you think about Mason Taylor? What do you think about me and Matt having beards? Should we each shave half of them? Should I shave my mustache and Matt shaves his beard? Vice versa. Let us know all that in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Jets.